the future of quality engineering. And now I will use the given prompt with like all this description. Now let's see 10 scenarios and 30 test cases. For the automate use in the BrowserStack AI, it was able to generate. So let's see. Hello, my dear friends. Welcome back to QE Bro, your favorite YouTube channel. Yeah, today I am at the land of the dreams. Behind me, you can see the Museum of the Future. I just got out from there and had an amazing view of like the future technology, the robots, and everything. So, with that, today's video, I'm going to talk about the future of quality engineering. Though I mentioned it's as future, it's already here, thanks to BrowserStack. So, in today's video, as I promised, we are going to look at the low code or no code automation on the BrowserStack platform. The future is today. Before going to low code automation, I will first talk about the test case creation using AI. That is available under the test management here. Yeah, we have already discussed about the test management in a separate video. There I showed you how you can create manual test cases or how to create test cases manually. At the same place I showed you there was another option to create test cases using AI, but we skipped that part because we want to discuss it in today's video. Okay, so here if you go to one of the created projects, so I will go to the same one which we used on that day called QE Bro. In our project, we have the test cases here. So I will go to the test cases, and this create test case option is the one which we checked on the last video. So today I will go with the generate with AI option, which is still a beta option. So you can use AI to generate your test cases as well. So here it's very easy. Either you can upload your requirement document and then based on that AI will go through the requirements document and it will generate your test cases. Or else you can use these given prompts. For example, like if you want to generate scenarios for the user login. So here is the prompt. Also, if you want to generate test cases or a resetting password kind of scenario, some general scenarios. So for those, you can generate test cases using these particular prompts. So yeah, let's try out one of these prompts first. So I will go with the user login scenario. So okay, so then when we click on the prompt, it create the particular description, create test case to validate login functionality, including successful and failed login attempts, case sensitivity, account lockout, captcha verification, redirects, ensure remember me works, check cross-browser compatibility and verify secure token-based authentication and session handling. So instead of like going for this particular prompt, here you can give your description as either you can upload the requirement document as. So however, like yeah, it's like working with ChatGPT. You need to ask it correctly to help them to provide the better answers. So let's say if you give the description like generate test case or user login, then it's not like fully completed. Then based on your prompt, it will try to give the test cases. But in this particular scenario, this is a full description covering like all needs. So then AI will be capable of providing more meaningful or more detailed or full test cases to cover all the scenarios. Yeah, now like just let's try the two prompts and then let's try to compare our results. So first generate test cases for user login. So let's try out to generate test cases for this one. Okay, so it says like generating scenarios based on requirements and okay. Here it gives us 3, 6, 8 test cases for the valid user login, invalid credentials, password reset, account lockout, remember me, multi-factor authentication, login form validation, and session management. Then if you go inside one of these scenarios, yeah, still it's generating. First it generates the scenarios, now it's generating the test cases. Okay,
So here it says it generated 8 scenarios and 29 test cases. Okay, so under valid user login scenario, it had 3 test cases: successful login with valid username password, login with valid email and password, case sensitivity in username or email login. Likewise, it added 3 test cases: invalid one, incorrect password, no username, invalid email format, and retry options after failed login. Then if we check like, okay, login, remember me, uh, enable remember me expiration, and revoking remember me authorization. Then finally for the session management, session creation on successful login, session termination on logout, session timeout, and concurrent session handling. So likewise, you can see it covered all the scenarios, like all the positive and negative cases and all the corner cases likewise. So yeah, if you do this manually, there is a high chance you will miss couple of scenarios or couple of test cases out of this, because AI was able to generate 8 scenarios and 29 test cases just for the login. 29 test cases. So to avoid like these human mistakes, so to avoid these cases, you can use the help of AI in these scenarios, like generating the test cases as well now. Okay, then here you can, if you click on this add button, here it shows what is the folder. The folder you can select previously. Okay, now we can't. So I will show you again where to select the folder, and then here you need to click on the add button, and then the test case will be added. So here keep an eye. So here there are 2 test cases, and if I click on this one, now you can see the new one was also added, and now it shows 3. So I will close this. Okay, and then here let's see what were the new test cases. Yeah, these 2, case sensitivity and the successful login. Let's go inside. Okay. Here no description or no steps were added, but and also a tag was added called AI generated. So yeah, so when you use this AI to generate your test cases, it will generate the test case like the title only, no description, no precondition steps, those things are not added. So that's one thing for you to remember. So you need to go and add these steps later. And also now you will see here the option called automate using the BrowserStack AI, the low code automation part. So I will keep it for the time being. We can come back to that later. So now I will go again here, and now I will use the given prompt with like all this description. Now let's see what will happen, whether we will get some additional test cases or not. Okay, so now if we check here, we have 3, 6, previously we had only 8, and now we have 10 scenarios, because here we specifically gave like all the needed scenarios. So we tried to give as much as possible the detailed information. So in that case, AI have more inputs. Then based on those inputs, it was able to generate more scenarios as well. Previously we had only 8, now we have 10, because let's say what are the new ones. We had successful login, fail login, we had case sensitivity, account lockout, captcha, this post login redirect functionality. I think it was a new. Then the cross-browser login compatibility is new. Likewise, it was able to add new scenarios as well. And now we have 10 scenarios and 30 test cases. So that's why I mentioned it's like working with the chat GPT. Based on your input, it will give the output. So if you need more useful or more completed output, you need to know to provide the better input always. So it always work with your prompt. Okay, so let's discard it. So that's how you can use AI to generate your test cases. Then next part is like to do the automation part, to generate the automation scripts that you can achieve under the test automation section. There is option called the low code automation. So you can go to the low code automation from here. Okay, currently I see this particular window, but for you it will be different. Here you will see option to download for with different option like for Windows and Mac OS. So you need to download their desktop application. So using the desktop application, we do the automation here. It's a record and playback session. So yeah, I will first explain like what is record and playback. In the record and playback type or script creation, what will happen is like we will like run the particular application, or by URL we will launch it, and then the particular application or the automation application will provide you another application to interact with the open browser. So using that, you can do the clicks, inputs, and everything. And then on the backend side or on the background, it will record all these user interactions on the particular browser website. So then it will create the script based on your interactions. Yeah, you can edit the script as well. Then you can rerun the particular saved script based on your previously recorded session. Now based on the saved script, it will do a rerun. That is why it is known as record and playback. There are other tools as well where you can use the record and playback for the automation script creation. So here the BrowserStack low-code automation is also a record and playback method using AI for the enhancements in the codes and to ease your work. Okay, so here since like okay, so this is the particular desktop application which I mentioned called the BrowserStack low-code automation. So yeah, you can currently it's available only for Windows and Mac OS. Ubuntu version is not yet available. So once you install this one, it will ask you to sign in. So once you click on the sign in button, it will redirect you to the web, and from the BrowserStack account, you can log into this particular desktop application as well. And after that, you will see this particular window on your browser. Okay, so let's wait till it starts. Okay, so here you will see it's like the same window we have. You can put the URL and do some configurations, and you have the start recording button. The same things are available here, and bottom you can see already created test cases list will be visible, and on the left hand side you have some other options. All the same things will be available on the desktop application as well, but you need to have the particular desktop application too in order to do this record and playback. Okay, so here what you can do is like here you need to put your URL, any URL. So BrowserStack has a demo site. So I will first show that you can use this demo site for the learning purposes on the low-code automation. Yeah, it's fine. You can use the demo site. It's okay. They have kind of online store, and they have the cart and all the options are there. So you can use this particular website for your learning purposes. So what you need to do is like first, yeah, as we did this on compatibility testing, you need to put the URL, then you need to select the particular combinations, and then you will launch. Same way, here you give the URL. So then after the URL, here you need to select the device, desktop, mobile, or tablet. For mobile tablet, they have portrait and landscape different versions. So I will go with desktop, and then screen resolution size you can select for the desktop version. And then some advanced options are there, like if you have basic authentication in your application. For example, in the demo site also, if you saw, there was a login option. So you can save this username passwords here. So then this will be used in your script. And also if you want to do some API calls, and for those stuff, you can put the headers, cookies, and also a local storage is there for storing some key value pairs. But to use these features, you need to upgrade your license with the free license. Those headers, cookies, local storage are not available, but still you can use the basic authentication. Okay, so then the next option is to click on the start recording button. Then it will launch a browser on these given combinations with this particular URL. So yeah, let's try out that. So this is the actually, it's also related to the test automation application here. So this is the particular browser where our URL will be launched. Here when you do some interactions, all things will be recorded and it will be showed in this particular window. Okay, I will show that. So we need to wait till the site loaded successfully. Okay, now you can see our website was launched successfully on the given browser. And here, so yeah, the first step is actually like to launch the browser and to visit the website. So that step was automatically generated here. Open page with this URL, and still you can see still the recording session is on. So any element click, any clicks or anything you do here will be captured and put as steps in here. And also if you want to do some visual validations or text validations, here is the option. So you know what is visual validation. We will take some screenshots and we will compare. Okay, so first step is to open the browser. So let's say I want to do a validation to check whether the page is loaded. So here we have the logo. So I will do a visual validation on the logo. So here you can see when you select different elements, the area will be different. Likewise, you can select for which area you need to do the visual validation, whether only for this particular logo part, full logo, or full header, body. Likewise, you can select. So I will go for this particular part. You can see now it shows us capturing visual validation and waiting for visual validation to be completed. And also here you can use up down arrow keys to change the selector, because like here I will go again visual validation. Now like here, if you want to go to the parent elements, you can use the here the arrow keys as well, and then you can move. I will cancel this part. Okay, now we have the open page and then the visual validation to validate the logo part. Here we have, if you need to do a recapture, you can do. And if you want to now, let's say, to verify your current test steps, here you have the option called execute till here. So in that case, it will execute the first two steps. Let's try out. So I click on the execute till here option, and then these two need to be executed again, and it should do the visual validation as well. Okay, close the current browser. A new browser was launched. Now it should go to BrowserStackDemo.com website. Okay, then it's need to do the visual validation part. Here you can see currently it's executing. Okay, it was also marked as passed. So our first two steps are passed. Now again it's in the recording part, so you can do some other interactions. So let's say I will click on the add to cart option, and here you can see the cart was opened, and then I will click on the checkout. Then now I want to, let's say, so it came to a login. So here you can give the login credentials and you can save it as I showed previously. And now here I will do a text validation. Okay, for the browser stack here. Okay, let's say the login button. Okay, to verify that the login page is loaded, I will do a text validation for the text called validate button text login. So likewise, you can do different validations, visual validations, and you can do different user interactions and AI steps generation, or if you have some module steps generation, or if you have some modules previously saved, you can import those modules here directly. And other than that, here you can add the APIs, but for APIs, as I showed, you need to be on upgraded plan to save those header and those information. Then you can simply add a step here and you can do a API code. For example, like this add API. So here now you can see after validate button login, you will be adding a step called call API. Now you can put the key value pairs, authorization, header, body, and likewise you can do a API call as well while you are doing these particular UI validations. So that option is also there. Then if you want to do some JavaScript validations or custom actions, if you want to do some coding part here, so that option is also there. So on the UI, these particular JavaScript parts will also be executed. And then if you want to extract some value from here, for example, let's say a username or something, if you wanted to extract it and save as a variable to use it later in one of the steps, so that part is also available. So you just need to go and click on the element like this. Okay, so name of the variable and what is the extracted text value, then you can save it likewise. So it will be mostly useful for, let's say, kind of submission ID scenario likewise. So then you can extract the values out from the UI itself. Then if you need to check whether some elements are present, so for example, let's say here I will check for this select username element. whether the element is present or not. Okay, then you can add some conditional flows as well for your code script based on some check. Then you can execute different flows using if else conditions, those also available. And then finally record hovers are also there. So here you can do a alt h every time on hovering on element. So yeah, alt h. Okay, so now you can see over path element. So many was added, but you need to, let's say if I want to hover over the button, see, you can see the color was changed and hover was done. If there is some styles for the hover, then those things you can validate like this, that as well. So these things I think I will delete. And I deleted those 9 steps. So likewise, you can do everything using this record and playback. Then next part is like you need to here. Okay, we have some settings as well. So what is the test name you need to give? I will give as record and playback test. For the time being, so then you can give some tags and a test ID was created. And if you want to link some test cases, and then the advanced options again here and the link test cases. Okay, so those information are available there. And then the last part is like either you can exit without saving or you can save. So I will go with the save recording option and then test name and then save and run. Okay, now it will do a rerun for validating all the steps. You can see which step is running. The particular step will be marked on blue color and these 3 loading dots will be visible. Using that you can see which step is currently running. So our test case has all like 7 steps. We have visual validation, text validation, hover, and also element present checks are also there. Currently the visual validation. Okay, now you can see all 7 steps are passed and the test was marked as passed. So you can go to test listing. So test listing means here you can view all the test cases and this is our newly saved test case. If we go inside the test case, here again you can do all these changes. Okay, the wait time and on failure what to do, those things you can change from here, and the configurations and the version history, everything you can see here. So that's how you can create a test case using the record and playback with AI on the BrowserStack platform. Other than that, here you can manage your test suites, so you know these things since we already discussed the test management part. So similarly you can create the test suites and then you can have the builds. I'm not going to explain these things since we have already done, and the test dataset. So this is like for the same test case, if you need to run with multiple datasets, then you can upload the dataset here and link the dataset to the test case. And then, for example, let's say for 3 users. So then you don't need to create 3 test cases. Same test case with the dataset for credentials for 3 users. So then test case will refer to this particular dataset and it will run 3 times for each user. And then you can have the modules and the secrets as well. So here you can save the secrets, the credentials to use. Okay, so that is about the BrowserStack low-code automation, the desktop application. The same things will be here available on the UI, on the browser as well. But yeah, still the new test case is not here, so I will refresh. Okay, so again, if you need to run or do anything like here, you will see once you click it on the browser, but it will ask you to launch your desktop application. So this totally depends on the desktop application. Then again, let's go back to the test management, the place where we skipped last, inside QE Pro, and I will go to the test cases and my new test case, successful login with valid username. Here the option was there for the automate use in the BrowserStack AI. So this particular test case also we created using the AI, and then the automation also you can do using the AI. So once you click on here, automate button, and then it will give this particular pop-up creating low-code automation test. And here now you can give the URL, username, password if needed, and steps are there. Okay, let's say I will, okay, browser stack demo. Okay, I will get the same URL and I will paste the same URL here. Okay, and username, password steps generated, and I will click on the proceed. So now you can see the low code automation is in progress. So let's give some time for it to finish its work and let's see what will happen after that. Okay, so now you can see it says test case was created and we can go to the view test option here. And then, yeah, now you can see it come to the low code automation. But again, that record and playback also you don't need to do. It was able to generate. So let's see, yeah, open page, click on the sign in link. It automatically detected the sign in place and type demo user input text and type test in the password and click the login button and validate the heading text for the invalid username and the login button. It's because like we didn't give the username password, so it tried to add some username password and try out the options. So but here now if we need, you can go and edit these changes as well. Now let's try with the run option. Okay, I will ask it to open the desktop application. Now let's see what will happen when we run this. So now let's see. Now see how easy your day-to-day work will be. You can generate the test scenarios, then you can generate the test cases, then you can generate the test steps, and also either you can do the automation using the record and playback, or else you can ask it to generate the script also itself. So previously, like when we used to do these things manually, it will take a couple of days. First, we need to create the user scenarios, then we need to create the test cases, then we need to create the test data, and then we need to go and create the automation. So yeah, it's kind of a full week work. Now you can achieve simply within less than 1 day thanks to the BrowserStack AI part. So this is the future of testing. I again click the run button there. So now we can say it's launching. Okay, the browser was launched. First, we need to go to the open page option. Okay, behind you can see invalid username. Since the drop down was open, we couldn't see the particular error message, but it was already there behind. But here, like you can see now, it's clicking the login button multiple times. So if you think you don't need this particular second and third ones, you can remove it by going to the edit test. And from here, you saw how to do that. Here, I will remove these two steps and delete the steps, and you can save it. So likewise, you can easily achieve your automation. And also, yeah, as you saw, you can manually do the interactions as well. Here now, once you open again, if you need to do edits using the record and playback, that is also possible. And also, you can do API calls within the UI test and also do JavaScript executions. And likewise, there are so many features available. You can do anything which you were used to do with your automation framework. the same, all the features are now available using the BrowserStack AI low-code automation as well. So I hope it was clear the today's part. We discussed about the test management part, how you can create test cases using AI, and also the low-code automation, and also how to automatically generate the scripts. The two options, record and playback, and also using the AI directly without even doing a record and playback. So I hope everything was clear for you guys. And yeah, I know it's very interesting. So please give a try. You can try these things with your free license as well, and also on the BrowserStack demo website. So the last video in 2024 was very interesting for me. I hope it will be same for you guys as well. So if you want to see more interesting videos in future, stay tuned with Kiwi Bro. 2025 is also full packed with similar interesting videos. So stay tuned and happy testing.